Emily Hostel, and I went for a dinner. One Sri Lankan friend had come. He was a member of parliament from Sri Lanka, so I invited him for dinner. And normally, I used to stay at Emily Hostel, so I should have called him to Trident or Taj. But somehow he was staying on the other side. So I called him to a hotel, a restaurant near airport. And while I was having dinner, this news started coming. So then I went to the Emily Hostel also. There was gunshots at areas near Emily Hostel. And I think for entire night we were there.
Must have been I think like everyone in the city was frightened, scared, worried. You must have felt the same things, your family must have felt the same things that day.
Absolutely. In fact, we were quite safe, but yes, everybody was worried. I was also worried. I mean, every other moment, new news used to come, and it was more bad than what we used to hear earlier. So I think, yes, that was a very traumatic time.
I'd be curious because before that day, Mumbai had been through so many terrible acts of violence. 93, 2006, the train bombings. Something different happened in 2008 on 26/11. What do you think that was? Why do you think that this terrible event embedded itself in all of our minds in a way that those things didn't? What was special about this?
No, I think it was not a mere attack on a hotel or a city. It was attack on the entire country, because the terrorists, when they attacked the Twin Towers in USA, Twin Towers were actually that showed the might of America, the financial strength of America. So while choosing their targets in India, they chose Taj, they chose Trident. These are the hotels, because Mumbai is a financial capital. And by attacking these hotels, they host a lot of foreigners, they host a lot of bureaucrats, they host a lot of ambassadors and people from different countries. So I think they wanted to show that we can attack the financial capital of India. So it was attack on financial capital, and it was a sort of insult to every Indian that 10 terrorists enter and hold the entire country for ransom. So I think that shake the entire city. Every single Indian was shaken, and I think this attack has very deep wounds on the minds of and hearts of Indians.
10 terrorists entered and we could do nothing. In fact, I see Mr. V. Balachandran there, who went into this for an inquiry for the government. Do you feel that as a country, as a state government or as a national government, we have done enough to make sure that this cannot happen again? And I'm asking you this honestly. Now that you're in government, you watch these things closely enough. Have we done enough?
No, I think nothing is enough, because you do not know how the terrorists would react, how they will act. We have seen world over that in all those countries which are considered to be very safe, we have seen terrorist acts. So there is never a time when we have done enough. But I think yes, we have done a lot. So if we look back where we were in the terms of security, I think we have done a lot. But I would also like to say that we still have been hiding things under the carpet, like the report which you talked about, the Pradhan Committee report that Mr. Balachandran is here. Even the report says that there were many areas in which they could not look into. Mostly the intelligence of which was issued by the central government, or those things which were in the central domain. So I think when such incidents happens, we should not try to, hide the things below the carpet. We should have given all access to this committee. Few accesses were not given to them, so they could not appreciate everything. But still, I think that was a very comprehensive report, and that report led to a roadmap of security for city of Mumbai and the state as well, country as well. So I think we have worked a lot on that report, and mostly whatever the recommendations of the reports were given, we have acted on that.
I want to press you a little bit on this, Chief Minister, because one of the things that has been happening, and not just in Maharashtra and elsewhere, is that with tight budgetary times, police forces around the country today are facing severe problems. So even in this state, which is a relatively well-off state, hiring has been slashed back. This is when police forces are already under strength. The National Police Modernization Fund has been cut back. I know you have a reputation of someone who's, the Mumbai police speaks fondly of you as getting into the detail and sorting out things. But these are hard times. And given that threats are mounting, the Islamic State is mounting, should we be committing more funds to security again rather than waking up 5 years from now and saying, oh my God, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, our boats weren't working, our engines weren't working, something else wasn't happening?
No, I think funds is not a big problem. We should look at it from the other perspective. You can hire thousands and thousands of people, but the threat perception is changing. It's no more a perception where only human intervention can counter the threat. It is technology which we need to leverage. So I think more than hiring more and more people, you need to take this entire thing towards technology. Like I would say that after 26/11, it was recommended that Mumbai should have surveillance. Unfortunately, for 6-7 years, nothing could happen. So when I took over, I said, why CCTV Mumbai surveillance program is not happening? There were some problems. We empowered the bureaucrats, the top bureaucrats. I told them, I'll stand by you. But now we have to do it. And in less than 2 years, the entire Mumbai CCTV network has become go live, and the cameras are working. We are getting good inputs. Even for the coastal security, we tried to have joint drills with the central agencies. Now Sagar Kavach is something which is happening every 3 months, where all the agencies are coordinating. The basic problem was coordination. We have central agencies, we have paramilitary forces, we have state agencies, and as rightly pointed out by the Pradhan Committee, there was no coordination between them. Now the coordination is happening. The Sagar Kavach is monitored by the Chief Secretary and the chiefs of the Naval Command. And every time they do it. So I think now the SOPs have been made, those SOPs are followed. I think things have changed. And I would say that committing money is not a problem. I think for a state like Maharashtra, I think we can spend enough. Although there's never enough, but we can spend enough to secure. But how we spend is the major question. So I think now we need technology-based interventions. Like we have so many landing points. Today, all our fishing boats are color-coded. We have issued biometric cards to the fishermen. Only 25% cards are yet to be given. 41 of the 42 coastal police stations have started. One, there's a challenge, but we will be finishing it off in next 2-3 months. So many things have been done, but still there are more than 600 landing points which are unmanned. So now instead of creating, and they are difficult points, it is not like anybody would land there and come, but still they are vulnerable. So instead of putting 690 or odd some police stations or something like that, which will never be used, or if you put somebody 24/7, even a human error can be there. So I think technology is a solution. Right now we are putting thermal cameras to man our coastal security. So I think I suggested the Central Minister, Home Minister, when it took the meeting of the coastal states, that all such landing points should have a surveillance, electronic surveillance, so that 24/7 they will be under surveillance. If we put people there, I think people are tend to make some errors, but not the technology. So I think right now is a time where we should look more towards technological solutions from which I think we can leverage the technology and make us more secure.
Chief Minister, I want to move on a little bit to ask what 2611 did to us as a society. And one of the things I think many of us feel is that this fear of terrorism, fear of being under attack, has made us a more intolerant, a more scared society. Would you agree with this perception? We seem to be having more fights over religious identity, over artists, over culture than we ever used to. Would you agree with this?
No, I don't think so. I will not agree. See, Mumbai has shown its resilience. We are a resilient society, and the way we have reacted and post 2611, the way we have come out of it is something the entire country and the entire world should be proud of. So I think these incidences of intolerance, the stray incidences, have always been there. Because, there are people who are myopic, there are people who have vested interest. They will always do such things. But mostly if you look at the stories which you are playing there, which you have displayed here, the story shows that we are not intolerant. In fact, we have become more tolerant, we have become more accommodating. Everybody is trying to help everybody. So as a city we realize that we are not living in isolation. It is a society which has to be cohesive. It is a society which has to help every single person. And I think this 2611 has bind us more as a cohesive society than a fragmented society.
A final question before we move to a imminent panel, but the next attack on Mumbai may well come from small numbers now we've seen of angry young youth who for one reason or the other feel alienated from our society, who feel angry with it, who have grievances with it, or think they have grievances with it. What would your message to these angry, alienated young people who are joining what they call the Islamic State, what would your message to them be? And what do you think we as a society can be doing to engage them and bring them back into the fold?
No, I think that is a big challenge, and only government cannot do it. We have to involve people. So Maharashtra is the first state where we started an initiative to mainstream all these people. Mostly, it is related to socio-economic backwardness. And when a person is socio-economically backward, his alienation is very easy. So when a misinformation campaign starts, that look, you are socially backward, you are maybe economically backward because somebody wants you to stay backward. And that goes into his head. So basically we have to mainstream. We have to tell him that, look, you are part of the same society. Although you have problems, others also have problems, and we are committed to solve your problems and problems of others as well. So we have come out with a plan of mainstreaming, which is appreciated by the central government, and they have asked other states also to follow it, where 8 departments are told to have 42 actions to mainstream all these youths who feel alienated, who feel that they are socially or maybe economically isolated. So I think a lot of dialogue is happening. And I must tell you that even the religious leaders are helping us. Because, when you tell somebody something which is not part of a religion, but just a misinformation, and you corrupt the minds, then the religious leaders can also play an important role. They can tell, look, this is not integral part of our religion. You are misinformed. So I think we are also taking the help of religious leaders who are doing a good job, who are also helping us. 27 youth who were likely to join ISIS. We actually had a lot of conversation with them. We engaged them, and after a lot of dialogues, lot of engagement, they are mainstream, and they have not only decided not to go to ISIS, but now they are staunch Indians. They are staunch nationalists. So I think a lot of engagement is needed, and not just the government, the society as well. So we are telling the parents as well that look, if your son or your daughter is behaving differently, then please inform us. Please inform somebody from the society, because we have to fight it. And let me tell you, this ISIS has no support from the community. It has no support from any parent. So I think this fight, everybody is with us. And I feel that India is one country with diverse culture. I think everybody has his role and share in this society, and the government is committed to for the development of every single individual. So my appeal to the youth is, let's come together. Let's fight all these evils of socio-economic backwardness, and we can evolve as a society which is developed society. And I think with that message, if everybody starts working, we won't see anybody joining ISIS.
We have a few minutes for audience questions, and if you have anything you'd like to ask Mr. Chief Minister Fadnavis, please do feel free. Discussing earlier on, but no. Sir.
Personally taking interest in this matter. I only got two instances. Last year, our Maharashtra policing raid day, we converted into a lecture day. Right? On that day, I gave a lecture to the entire Maharashtra police officers, senior officers, video conference about the new trends in the LSC.
Doing for the poor people who injured in 2611 bomb blast. As I am the person who is working at my place, and we are 8 people in my family. I am the only person who is in need. And my brother got injured in 2611 bomb blast. Now he is not able to do it anything. When I'll get married, what government people will do for my family? Because I am the only person, sir.
No, I think mostly the government after 2611 have taken some initiatives to rehabilitate people who were victims of 2611. Few cases were still remaining. In fact, 2-3 months back, I cleared few cases which were remaining for 8 years. So cases are coming to us, and we are trying to resolve it. So I think as of now, I really don't know the details of this case. I'll look into it, and if something is needed to be done, we will do it.